From the capitulation of defending champions Germany, to the rise of traditional underachievers like Croatia and Sweden, this tournament has staged a stunning shake-up with implications for almost every team. Argentina's reported player revolt has seen a side boasting one of the world's best two players plunge into relative mediocrity, while the debut of the VAR has taken heat off whistleblowers in another interesting storyline. World Cup knockout stage, WHO is in and out, full AEST SCHEDULERou round of 16. England's tactical loss, 137. The Socceroos stumbled under Bert van Marwijk despite some promising performances, as Harry Kane, Cristiano Ronaldo and Romelu Lukaku jostled for front position in the race for the Golden Boot. And after an exhilarating few weeks, 16 sides emerged unscathed from their opening battles, only 2 of which represent a continent other than Europe or South America. Cup date, round of 16 preview. The Splash Podcast. Here are the winners and losers of the World Cup group stage. Winners, SWEDEN. Sweden headed into a World Cup without long-time talisman Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Many believed they were set to stumble. The reality has been the polar opposite. Pitted against Germany, Mexico and South Korea in one of the tournament's hardest groups, the Swedes survived, topping the group via some outstanding showings. Led by skipper Andreas Gramquist, the Nordic nation have been a surprise winner, and will now test their resolve against Switzerland in a winnable round of 16 clash. Sweden's defender Andreas Gramquist, 4, celebrates with teammates after scoring a penalty. Source, of Pingland. It's coming home. There's little to no doubt you've read these words somewhere online in the past couple of weeks, as England completed their most positive group stage at a World Cup in recent memory. 2 big wins, a hat-trick to their skipper who leads the Golden Boot, and a whole lot of hope. Belgium beat a second-string 3 Lions in the final match, as both attempted to engineer a favourable draw, but second place and a good shot at going deep were England's reward for their loss. They appear to be playing free of expectation, and under Gareth Southgate appear a real dark horse after their strong initial showing. England's Harry Kane celebrated. Source, APCRISTIANA. Ronaldo. After a 10-year 2-horse Ballon d'Or tangle, football fans remain divided on who should stand alone as the greatest footballer of all time. This tournament was billed as an opportunity for Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi to propel their nations to the trophy and shift the debate in their favor once and for all. From what we've seen so far, Ronaldo is streets ahead of his Argentinian rival. His opening hat-trick against Spain was one of the great individual performances at the tournament, and was headlined by a clutch free kick to snatch a crucial point for his team. Whereas Messi's Argentina has been in crisis, with rumors circulating about a player revolt against coach Jorge Sampaoli, the Barcelona star has found the net just once in 3 outings. Both remain alive in the tournament, but at this point, Ronaldo leads the GOAT battle, at least at this World Cup. Ricardo Quaresma of Portugal celebrates with teammate Cristiano Ronaldo. The source, Getty Images. Russia. As the World Cup headed to Putin's playground, many feared the local hopes would falter, including their own fans, but the tournament has yielded a stunning progression for the hometown heroes, led by stars Denis Cheryshev and Alexander Golovin, as Russian football eyes a renaissance. While off the park, the political turmoil and brutish thuggery many expected to dominate headlines has been barely spoken about, in what shapes as a truly positive hosting experience for the European nation. It's not over yet, and things could go south, quite potentially starting with their last 16 clash against Spain. It would take a small miracle for the hosts to emerge, but I hear Putin is rumored to be rather capable of the scarcely believable. Russia's Alexander Golovin, Denis Cheryshev, Artyom Dzyuba, and Roman Zobnin celebrate. Source, a preferees. With the addition of the VAR to FIFA's refereeing stable, the heat is firmly off the traditionally targeted whistleblower. In tournaments gone by, the men in the middle have personally copped flack for controversial decisions, but by and large no names have been mentioned, replaced with an outcry of bloody VAR. What were they doing there? Or, good old VAR, saved us there. The technology is one of the great symbols of footballing discourse. When it goes right for our team we love it, the opposite leads to curses of its very existence. Overall, it's been a mixed debut, with a shining light coming in the form of South Korea's correctly overruled winner that sent Germany packing. But it's taken the heat of the refs, and for mine, that's a positive thing in isolation. Slovenian referee Damir Skominisaurus, AFPLOSERS, Africa and ASIAFIFA World Cup. Nah mate, it's the Europe v South America Cup with a pinch of Japan and a sprinkle of Mexico. With 16 teams remaining, all bar 2 hail from either Europe or South America in a worrying trend for the World Game. No African team has progressed to the knockout stages for the first time since 1982, after Senegal missed out in the most heartbreaking fashion possible, via fair play, the first side ever to do so. The Blue Samurai, meanwhile, remain Asia's great hope after the failures of Saudi Arabia, Iran and a frustrated Socceroos. The underrepresented continents will need to pick up their game, particularly with the tournament headed to the Middle East for Qatar 2022. Germania, yes, how could we not talk about this one? In easily the greatest upset, shock and embarrassment of this tournament so far, defending champs Germany were dumped out care of an awful group stage performance which saw their own keeper admit they didn't deserve to go through. This wasn't Germany. We didn't see the efficient attacking football that led them to sit atop the rankings for 11 straight months in the lead-up to this World Cup. They packed their bags and head home after their first-ever group stage exit, with coach Joachim Löw's future looking seriously cloudy. We look set for a passing of the baton. Top shot, Germany's head coach Joachim Löw talks to media source, of Argentina had the heat surrounding them diminish after Germany's abject failure, but were quite rightly one of the most criticized teams in the group stage. They survived by the skin of their teeth amid rumors of bust-ups, a coach who was reportedly only still presiding by name, and a group of stars who just weren't producing on the park. Messi missed a penalty, Paulo Dybala went largely unused, Javier Mascherano allegedly fought with a teammate and Jorge Sampaoli appeared done for. He remains at the helm as they prepare for an blockbuster do-or-die clash with France. It's tough to see them surviving, but this is the World Cup and entertainment is king. Argentina's forward Lionel Messi refreshes himself source, of Socceroos losers. It's a harsh but fair way of describing the Socceroos after their time in Russia. 3 matches, no wins, no goals from open play. Under Bert van Marwijk, the Aussies put in a strong showing but ultimately were punished for a lack of quality in front of goal amid question marks over their manager's personnel decisions. A last-placed finish in Group C isn't reflective of their performances, but once again the Aussies underachieved despite a real glimmer of hope. I'll happily argue that Van Marwijk isn't to blame for the overall failure to progress, considering his lack of time and visible improvement of the side, but questions must be asked of this campaign and how we can prevent yet another gallant, and frustrating, group stage exit. They need a striker, a world-class one, and bad. There's a long way to go after a promising yet underachieving tournament, and another 4 years of wondering what might have been. Socceroos coach Bert van Marwijk source, News Corp Australia. Other teams WHO played good football and went home. This group stage yielded some wonderful performances from some unheralded underdogs, who have now caught their flights home. The likes of Iran, Morocco and Peru, to name 3 standouts, all played outstanding football throughout their stay in Russia, and yet their reward was a pat on the back, a few compliments and a shove out the exit door. It was a sad development, and not one anyone can do anything about, but I would loathe not to mention the contributions of these plucky outfits to this tournament, because they were a pleasure to watch. You just wish they had gone that step further, but alas they go down as losers. Senegal's coach Aliou Cissé source, of Senegal. The stylish African side quickly established themselves as one of the most lovable teams at this World Cup via some excellent dance moves, a coach who became a sex symbol, and some exciting football. And it was a damn injustice that they became the first side to taste the utter heartbreak of an exit decided by fair play. They beat Poland, drew with Japan before a slender loss to Colombia sealed their fate. You can't help but miss them already.